Resident Evil Requiem has been the poster child for quality day-date releases for the Nintendo Switch 2 since its surprise showing months ago. When that game was first shown, people lost their minds. It looked amazing. It looked a steady 60 frames a second. The graphics looked on par with something from the PS5. No, it didn't look as good as a PS5, but darn close for a console that's the size of a note card. I mean, look how small this thing is. I've said this many times. For what this can do, for its size, is amazing, and Resident Evil Requiem was a perfect example of that. So fast forward to today. We are less than 10 hours away from the release of Resident Evil Requiem on the Nintendo Switch 2, and I am pumped. I've got the game. I don't know if you saw it on screen here. I've got it downloaded, ready to roll. I purchased the Generation Pack. I think the day... I didn't do it as soon as the pre-release came out because it just sits there and holds your money till 7 days before. So I think the exact moment I was able to actually pay for it, have them take my money and start the download, it's been sitting on my system ready to roll. And for anybody else who purchased either the Generation Pack, the game itself, throw something in the comments. Are you pumped? Are you ready to play it? Are you going to be on there at midnight? Are you going to purchase the physical edition somewhere at midnight if they even sell it? Let me know in the comments, but I am pumped. This is probably the biggest release for me so far for the Nintendo Switch 2. But for a lot of other people, a 3D Mario game is the big release they've been waiting for. And that's kind of the one big knock still on the Nintendo Switch 2. There's not that big Nintendo IP. Now, here's the thing about it that kind of irks me a little bit is that we're really going to narrow it down to a Zelda or Mario. With everything else that's come out in the last 7-8 months, whatever the Switch 2's been around, we're going to narrow it down to these two games haven't come out. These two IPs we haven't seen anything new with a Mario or Zelda. So the Switch 2 sucks and I'm bored with it. I don't want to play it anymore. I think that's kind of ridiculous because let's just rewind back a little bit here because we talk about Resident Evil being the poster child for day-date releases. And I understand this game isn't a day-date release, but when Star Wars Outlaws came out for the Nintendo Switch 2, it was a game changer. That basically was a jaw dropper, the first mic drop, I think, for the Nintendo Switch 2, showing what the Nintendo Switch 2 could really do, graphics quality-wise, gameplay-wise, compared to something that was out on a PS5, PS4. I don't even know when this game came out, to be honest. But my point being is this is the game where everyone's like, oh my God, we have something real here. So if we go back, in that time frame, that was the game that really got us going. But even before that, we have, let's go back into the archives here, Donkey Kong Bonanza. We hadn't seen a Donkey Kong game, a new Donkey Kong IP in 18, 20, I don't know, some 30, some crazy amount of years. And that was one of the first big IPs that we got for the Nintendo Switch 2. Sure, it's not Mario, it's not Zelda, but still, this is a big release. This is a quality game. This is something new. This is a spin on Donkey Kong that we haven't seen before with, the environmental damage and everything you can do. This game right here, I feel, was a game changer for the Nintendo Switch 2. But we don't care about that. If it's not Mario, it's not Zelda, we don't care. We got Kirby Air Riders. We have now, I'm not going to talk this game up like it's the greatest thing because I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't hate it as much as I hated Kirby Air Rider on the GameCube. But my point being is this is a damn good looking game. They menus, everything, the presentation of this game and just watching the game, it's amazing. Gameplay, not my style, but awesome game. But what I'm getting at here is we have a new Kirby game, a new Kirby Air Rider, something that a lot of people were waiting for. This was a big release. Maybe it didn't sell billions of copies. It's not Zelda, it's not Mario, but still, this is a quality release from Nintendo. But we forget about that. We don't care. It's not Mario. It's not Zelda. We have Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Is that what this one? Yeah, Age of Imprisonment for the Nintendo Switch 2. Was never a big fan of the Dynasty Warrior type games. This is more intriguing to me than a Dynasty Warriors, and this is canon. That's why I purchased it, and that's why I'm playing it. But again, we have something in the Zelda universe, a quality game for the Nintendo Switch 2. It shows what the Switch 2 can do. Great game, but no, doesn't matter. It's not Mario, not Zelda. And I can keep going on here. Mario Tennis Fever. This is a great game. I've gotten out a review, but an overview coming out of it. But good game. I suggest buying it. Maybe at that $70 range, you might not want to get it. I only had about $55 into it with some razzle dazzle that I did with some GameStop coupons, my $5 off this, that, whatever. I think this is well worth it. Fun game. again, it's another big Nintendo IP, but we don't care about that. It's not Zelda or Mario. So you get where I'm coming from here, folks. But the thing about it is, I think this is part of Nintendo's plan. I think Nintendo is letting third parties shine and still bringing out big IPs, not the Marios and the Zeldas. But look what we have. We have a Mario Tennis. We have what I just showed you. We have Kirby Adventures in Dreamcast and the Star-Crossed Lovers. We have this, not that big a deal, but this Switch 2 version is diesel, bro. This is a great game. This is a great update from the original game. So we have Switch 2 versions of great games. My point being here, folks, is that we don't need a Mario right now. I hate to break the news to you, and I know some people are going to complain and cry like I'm the screaming heretic. We do not need a Mario right now. We do not need a Zelda right now, and I stress need. I'm not saying we should never get those games on the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm saying we don't need those right now. Nintendo is focusing on third-party developers. Third-party developers are putting out some epically great games on the Nintendo Switch 2, and tonight at midnight, Eastern Standard Time, we are going to get the first, in my opinion, date. Well, probably not for an opinion, it probably is. And if it isn't, it's the first quality date game for the Nintendo Switch 2. And I can't wait to see it, watch YouTube reviews, whatever, over the next week or two to see the comparison, see what people think, because it is going to be an absolute zoo of videos comparing this game, because this is the premier poster child #1 game everybody's been waiting for. And again, exactly why Nintendo hasn't announced the Zelda, hasn't announced the Mario game. Why would Nintendo want to steal the thunder of Resident Evil Requiem, which is a third-party game, which is a big complaint with the Nintendo Switch? Yes, we had third-party games, but most of them were shit, let's be honest. Nintendo doesn't want to steal the thunder from these third-party developers on a big game, especially Capcom. Resident Evil 9, why even try to compete with that? I mean, the hype is so huge on this game. Why would you take that away from a partner that's selling games on your system? So that's why we're not seeing it. We don't need it right now, and it's going to come. I mean, come on, people. We know it's going to come. A 3D Mario is going to show up on the Nintendo Switch 2. A 3D Zelda is going to show up on the Nintendo Switch 2. I can wait in lieu of something like a Resident Evil 9. I'm not really pressed. I don't understand why other people are. I'm actually having more fun replaying my back catalog of games that have been updated, that are Switch 2 versions. I'm having a blast playing those older games and playing something like Resident Evil 9. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Tonight at midnight, when this game goes live, hopefully it will be at midnight. Hopefully they won't delay it for any reason. That's all I'm going to be playing until this game is beaten. That's it. Now, due to my life, work, whatever, and the reason I started this channel recently is because I was so busy, I wasn't able to play a lot of games. Now I'm finally able to. So I haven't even played through 7 and 8. But again, I digress here. Resident Evil Requiem tonight, midnight, is going to be an epic release. Nintendo does not want to interfere with that and steal that thunder for any reason whatsoever. And then we have Indiana Jones coming out. Now, that's not a big deal because Indiana Jones that's not a day game. I think after Resident Evil, sometime in the next month or two, we're going to see or start hearing leaks, purpose leaks maybe, or something, announcement about a Mario or Zelda. Because I think this game right here, Nintendo didn't want to steal the thunder. So what do you guys think? What are you guys going to do? Who's playing this game at midnight? Did you buy the Generation Pack? Did you buy just the Resident Evil version? Did you buy Resident Evil Deluxe? I was kind of upset that the Deluxe version wasn't included, I don't think, in the Generation Pack, which you get some skins for guns and whatnot. Not that that's a deal breaker. I'd rather have the 3 games in the Generation Pack for the price. But what did you get? Are you going to be playing it? And keep your eyes open, because you may see a video from me sometime early morning, because I'm going to be up all night playing this. So keep your eyes peeled. And again, we don't need Mario. We don't need Zelda. We don't need that right now. What we need is the focus on these quality games coming out. And Nintendo is going to eventually come out with these games that we want. And I'll see you in the next edition of Switch 2 News Direct. Peace.